Hey gang, today we're going to follow a detouring CP stack train with a set of tail end pushers. This is operations video number 5. First thing we have to do though is get a readback from our crew as they prepare to depart Fort Macleod.
Readback please, 8541.
Item 1. Clearance number 53 issued to CP 8541 on 21:05:21. Item 3. Proceed from cautionary limits Fort Macleod to West Burmis. Pick up pushers at Cowley.
It's a good readback, 8541. Item 10, complete at 1320, RTC DGE.
Acknowledged by conductor BAE.
Today's train is configured 110, meaning there's a single unit on the point, a single mid-train DPU, nothing on the tail end. By SAR operating practices, the pushers will be placed on the tail end for a push to the summit.
CP 8541 clear West Pincher. Milepost 29.35.
Thanks, 8541. Clear West Pincher.
Normally we would have picked up pushers at Pincher, however, our pusher set, push 1, is still up on the hill. So the RTC has opted to let this guy run right to Cowley through the sag here. We're coming down a 1% grade across the Castle River and immediately transitioning into a 1% uphill grade. All westbound trains have enough horsepower to get through this sag without too much trouble, but you'll notice that the train speed does drop significantly. Ideally, the RTC will always have westbound trains pick up their pushers at Pincher, especially in times of heavy westbound movements. In today's circumstance, however, it would have delayed this train too long to have push 1 come from the top of the hill at Burmis all the way back to Pincher. So they're just going to take care of the pushers at Cowley. Tail end of 8541 is just coming off the 1%. They don't want to pick up too much speed here. Conductor for the pusher sets down at the switch, giving them a roll by. As soon as they're clear, he's going to line the pushers out onto the main track so they can make their move and get tied onto the tail end.
Come on out, push 1. Good roll by 8541. Push 1 to RTC.
Go ahead, push 1.
Yeah, East Switch Cowley is lined and locked for main track. Come back 12 cars, push 1.
The engineer is in locomotive 712, which is on the west end of this consist. That just makes things easier. When they get to the top of the hill, he won't have to move his grip and they can just head back down right away. However, the conductor is going to have to call him backwards to a joint with the tail end of that stack train.
Six more, push 1. Three cars. 2. Half car. 10 feet. You're there, push 1. Push 1 to 8541. We're tied on and ready to roll.
Roger that, push 1, let's go.
With 8541 on the move, it won't take long to get up to track speed with all that extra horsepower on the tail end. Track speed here is 40 miles an hour, and immediately after crossing West Switch Cowley, they're going to start a slight climb up to Tunnel 1. Stack trains are seen every once in a while across the Southern Alberta Rail, particularly if there's congestion in Calgary or if there's some sort of problem with the main line between Golden and Calgary. So in this circumstance, this is all overseas cans, so they've opted to bypass Calgary's congestion by sending this west across the southern tier. So it was picked up from CP at Dunmore and it will be forwarded to Fort Steele. At Fort Steele, it will head north to Golden, where it will intersect with CP's main line and head west up and over top of Rogers Pass. Both crews have notched back a little bit, preparing for 20-mile-an-hour track ahead. SAR maintenance crews had to do a little bit of tunnel work to facilitate the passage of high cube double stacks over this section of the railroad.
CP8541 to RTC.
Go ahead, 8541.
You can show us clear of tunnel 1, milepost 39.8, 1336.
Clear tunnel 1, 1336. Thank you.
The head end of our stacks is diving through tunnel 2 at milepost 42.5. Tunnel 2 is one of only 2 naturally rock-lined bores on the railroad. The full weight of the train is now on the 1.85% as push 1 shoves up across bridge 43.65 and prepares to dive into tunnel 4. Again, we see the modifications required to get stacks through SAR's tunnels.
CP8541 to RTC.
Go for RTC 8541.
We're clear of milepost 42.85, 1341.
4285, 1341. Thanks, 8541.
We're just rolling out of tunnel 5 here. It's a little respite on the climb. It's a little bit of level track between tunnel 4 and tunnel 5. From this point on, we stay within close proximity of the Crowsnest River. We follow it all the way to its source on the BC Alberta border at Crowsnest Lake. The train's got one last little bit of 1.85% up through Drawbar Alley, so the pushers are just digging in for that final little shove. As the head end comes over 507, this is the top of the vertical curve, so things are going to start to level off here. The pushers can start to throttle back a touch as train speed picks up closer to 20 mile an hour. As we rattle over the east switch at Burmis, we note that we have a CEFX bluebonnet leading empty potash train in the hole here at Burmis. Potash regularly runs across the Crowsnest Sub from the mines in Saskatchewan to the export terminal in Portland, Oregon. You oftentimes see a UP power on this train. SAR pusher sets are equipped with HelperLink, which is a system that allows the lead locomotive to transmit brake pipe pressure to the pushers, and they don't have to hook up air lines as a result and can cut off on the fly. As soon as the cut is made, the pushers go into emergency. Now the train can't be traveling faster than 20 miles an hour or restricted speed, otherwise there's a rule violation involved.
Push 1 to 8541. Yeah, we're off back and you're on your own.
Thanks for the help, push 1.
No sweat, guys. Have a great trip.
8541's cleared East Burmis. 1006 can now head down the hill, protecting against the pushers as he heads east.
RTC to CP8541.
Go ahead, RTC.
Hey, if you guys are ready, I've got a clearance for you.
Fire away, RTC.
Alright, item 1, clearance 57572, CP8541, 210521. Item 3, proceed from west WEST Burmis to east EAST Crowsnest, clear main track. Item 4, do not proceed until arrival of SAR 101 at west WEST Burmis. Read back, please.
Item 1, clearance 572, CP8541, 210521. Item 3, proceed west Burmis to east Crowsnest, clear main track. Item 4, do not proceed until arrival of SAR 101 at west Burmis.
That's a good read back, 8541. Item 10, complete at 1351 RTC DGE.
Acknowledged by conductor BA.
If you watched the last video on the first revenue train across the new Crowsnest realignment, you'll recognize this varnish as the train that broke our banner, officially opening up that new trackage. This train is now heading east. The Milwaukee road cars are going to be interchanged to CP and forwarded on to Minneapolis via Portal, North Dakota. The UP cars will spend a little bit of time in Alberta, and then they'll be forwarded back to Portland, Oregon.
Okay on the PK 101. CP 8541 to RTC. Westwich Burmis lined and locked for main track and we're rolling.
Thanks, 8541.
We're back up on 40-mile-an-hour track here as we duck underneath Highway 3, departing the west switch at Burmis. We're on 40-mile-an-hour track from this point right to the west switch at Sentinel. And let's not forget about push 1. Here we see them crossing the Castle River, just minutes away from tying up at Pincher and ending their day. And our stack train's just squirming through the last bit of the snake pit. It's not hard to see how this area got its nickname. We're hugging the north shore of two lakes here, Island Lake and Crowsnest Lake, which both flow east through the Crowsnest River to the Old Man Reservoir. The Old Man River Reservoir is also supplied by the Castle River, which we just saw the helpers cross.
CP 8541 to RTC.
Go ahead.
We're clearing up at Crowsnest and we're ready for our next clearance when you are.
Okay, 8541, here we go. Item 1, clearance 6363 issued to CP 8541-210521. Item 3, proceed from West WST Crowsnest to cautionary limit sign CLS Sparwood. Item 4, do not proceed until arrival of CP 9679 at Crowsnest. He's probably already there for you. And can I get a read back on that, please?
Okay, RTC, I have item 1, clearance 63 to CP 8541-210521. Item 3, proceed from West Crowsnest to cautionary limit sign Sparwood. Item 4, do not proceed until arrival of CP 9679 at Crowsnest.
That's a good read back. I have item 10, complete at 1401, RTC initials DGE.
Acknowledged by conductor BAE.
Crowsnest sits right on top of the Continental Divide, straddling the border between Alberta and BC. So as we travel west, we're dropping down a 1% grade, and we've entered British Columbia. You'll have to forgive the pink foam. BC isn't actually this color. This is all new construction. Over the last month or so, I tore off about 50 feet of the west end of the layout and redid it. I'll put a link at the end of this video to the series I did on that construction. After we pop out of Tunnel 6, we immediately enter the Michelle Narrows. There's going to be two bridges here. You can see one's now built, and this is crossing on the Michelle Creek. Trains are restricted to 20 miles an hour through this area, all the way down to Sparwood. The grade holds steady at this point at 1%, but increases to 1.2 once we enter Tunnel 7.
CP 8541, clear West Crowsnest.
Clear West Crowsnest, thanks 8541.
RTC, do you have any yarding instructions for us at Sparwood?
I do. I'm going to get you guys to pull down to the west end of track 2, and I'll have a crew van waiting for you.
Thanks, RTC.
We're just entering cautionary limits of Sparwood here. This is, of course, west end staging, 3-track reverse loop. We'll spin this train around and it will be ready to depart eastbound for the next op session. Well, that's a wrap on Operations 05. If you dig the operations videos, I'll put a link to the playlist with 5 more of them in it on the right hand side here. I want to thank my son for crewing 8541 and my wife for voicing Push 1. Of course, that will cost me dinners. I'll be cooking all next week, but it's a small price to pay for such talent. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.